Hi, and welcome to day 14 of Nanowrimo 2018. My name is Bwandunji, and I'm participating this year. So I have some thoughts about the writing. You know, oftentimes we get out of ourselves to encourage other people to get back into the writing, not be discouraged by the number of words they've written. But guess what I found out? I was just starting to slide down the slope of discouragement because the past 2 days have been really low word counts for me, and in talking to Baden, I realized that I'm just going through a tough part. The character is going through a tough part. It's a lull sort of in the story. A peak has been reached and another one is going to start picking up. There's that lull in the adrenaline, in the rush of the story before it starts picking up again, and that is where I am right now. And it can feel boring, it can feel like work, but you're doing the important thing of laying the foundations, of laying certain things in the story that are important to the character, because your character is growing into a different person. I had some other thoughts and I wanted to share them with you. Number one, it is so important to invest in yourself, in your writing. Not having a writing degree and sort of dreading school because I just never got along with my professors the way other students seem to get along with them, and I understand I'm weird. Every time I came across an opportunity to sit under someone and learn, it felt intimidating. I felt that I was getting back into that place where I was, where I'm going to have to wrangle with professors to pay attention to me and to consider that my work might be valuable even though they think I'm weird. So that was a challenge for me, and I went ahead and invested a little bit in not just time, because time is easy to invest. Time and the resources that I already have are easy for me to invest. But this time, like putting money, putting bank, I am going to be doing some learning, some important learning for myself that I'll be bringing to all of us in the upcoming weeks. The second thing, in writing the different scenes that I've been gathering, I've had to ask the question, is this scene necessary? The problem is NaNoWriMo doesn't seem to be a time where I can do that. I'm just trying to get to the goal and trying to finish 1,667 words just so I can get to 50,000 and say that I've won. But I'm struggling feeling encouraged by that when I know that I'll have a number of scenes in there that are not necessary. You know what I mean? I will have to continue looking at these scenes and examining them and asking myself the important questions that we all know. Does this scene reveal anything about the main character? Does this scene advance the plot? Does the scene provide some kind of backstory that will help build the foundations of this? Like, I have to constantly ask myself those questions when I'm writing out the scene, which slows down the process of getting to 1,600 words. You know what I mean? So I just, it's just one of those things. Like, it's important. It's important. You want to get to 50,000, but you don't want to end there with a bunch of bad scenes that you're going to have to cut out anyway. And at the end of it, like, still not have your 50,000 words. And the last thing, I'm taking a class on Masterclass with Dan Brown. He said that we need to keep our promises, which is something that I experienced firsthand when I read A Stone Called Fred. If you have not seen my review for A Stone Called Fred, I will leave a link to that in the description box below. I loved that book. I was just really enjoying it. And then the last little bit, things went haywire. Things went absolutely crazy and there was no explanation for it. And then at the end of the book, the author did something completely unforgivable and used a plot device to resolve the story that is a bad plot device. I did not mention that plot device in the review. I'm going to mention it now. If you are going to read A Stone Called Fred, skip ahead a minute or so and you will find that I've finished talking about this. The author of A Stone Called Fred used waking up from a dream to resolve the story. All the magical, interesting stuff that had happened, sort of sci-fi, fantasy, speculative fiction things that had happened in the story, were resolved because the guy woke up and it had all been a dream anyway. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed, and it's because he made a promise at the beginning of the book that this was going to be solved, this was going to be resolved. And the stakes were rising, rising. You get to the point where things are supposed to start breaking down so you can understand them, and then boop! One of the things I'm going to be keeping a track of as I write are the promises that I make to the reader. Those were my thoughts this morning. It is currently 12:40 p.m. and I am just going to begin writing. So I gotta go and write. And you have a wonderful day of writing. I will talk to you later in the evening with some thoughts about how the day went. All right. Bye. Happy writing. Hi. Welcome back. It is 4:04 p.m. I have decided I'm going to end the vlog. There are a number of things I have to do this evening, so I'm not going to be doing much by way of Nanowrimo. I am pleased to say that I did some plotting today. There was something that had come up at the beginning of the story that needed to be threaded back into the main plot of the story, which I think I've successfully done. I also did some work on my villain because I want his motivations to occupy this gray moral area so that we can find a cause to sympathize with him. And I started off with a profile. I'm not in love with it yet. I think he needs a stronger motivation than what I've given him, which seemed to me a little bit Tom Riddle-y, and I didn't like that. There was this hilarious video that I watched from a YouTube channel called How It Should Have Ended. They have a video about how the Harry Potter series should have ended. That was hilarious. I'll leave a link in the description box below so you have a chance to smile. I did some villain building. I did some plotting, added some extra post-it notes to the board behind me. I also did a little bit of writing. Not sure I like it, and I want to delete it and start again because it's weird. You know, it is advancing the plot, but I'm not sure whether I should begin it right there or go back a little bit in time to connect the dots. Anyway, or maybe I can connect the dots with sort of inner monologue. That is what I'm struggling with right now. I think I'm going to end up deleting all the words that I wrote back to a sum of 0 for today. Maybe I'll be able to add some words a little later, but I will be going off to do some activities and will not be able to finish this vlog in time, and yet I want to put it up. I am determined that I will vlog every day for November. Everybody does Veda. I did Vadden. Or is it Vadden? Who knows? All right, so I will see you in the morning with some thoughts that I had. I will have a write-in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Please go ahead and join me. The link will also be in the description box below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, wonderful writers. Bye. See ya.